And welcome to Channel 19 as Channel 19 presents JV basketball. Sterling is playing against Collingswood Panthers here. And again, a very big JV game, a Colonial Division game, and two big rivals.
Yeah, they are both big rivals. You saw in the varsity game that they had at Collingswood, they gave our boys a bit of a challenge, and our boys have been a bit unmatched this year. They've had really very few competitive games. That game was a competitive one, and we tend to see the JV games be very similar to the varsity ones. And let's see if that carries over to what we saw last time these two faced.
Again, Sterling, last time we saw them play, it was a loss, I believe, against, I can't even remember the team now. Oh, it was against Cherokee. The first loss for the varsity game, not to mention. So they're not going to go undefeated this season, but still, it was still a very good team, and we saw them beat the likes of Haddonfield, who are mistakenly not probably one of the top teams in our division.
Haddonfield's always good, whether it be boys or girls. We saw their girls team this year beat our girls team bad. They're good at both sports, and so beating Haddonfield is certainly a testament to the Sterling team.
Collingswood will now start this game off in the first quarter. So first drive is very important in the game. Free throws, like we always say, very important too.
Free throws and, just getting out to a lead. Establishing their offense as we see Sterling trying to establish theirs. They're looking to run with it.
Russell's going to go for a three, just misses it. Now Jameer Richardson rebounds it. Jaden Johnson free to throw the three, unable to get in. So some nice shots quite early on in this game.
Those were good looks for Sterling, and obviously when you start the game, you might be, a little, arms might be a little tight. You're not totally warmed up yet, not totally used to seeing the team. But eventually those wide open looks should start to fall for the Sterling team.
Mundell able to get the rebound, defensive rebound here. Mundell now going to try to give it to Jaden Johnson. Just hits off a Collingswood player. Carter, the freshman, unable to clear it out and able to steal it. It's tended to Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson looked like he had a nice shot for him.
That was a good pass, sort of just got tipped there. With that being so low, everybody sort of running, might have hit off somebody's foot.
Jaden Johnson able to get the pass and able to get the two.
It was a circus shot there from Jaden Johnson. Nice job using the pivot foot and using his athleticism to create space for himself.
Sterling loves their aggressive defense, and Jaden Johnson's going to give this to Russell. Russell now is going to try to take the shot. Gets the foul, though, so he gets free throws right here.
Well, watch this right off the inbound. Watch himself, spins himself around to create enough space for him to get the shot. That's not something that you see from every player on this court here.
And it's not an easy shot, not to mention about it. You're turning yourself around. You only have like a few seconds to take it.
Well, that's just him using his athleticism, trusting his abilities, and that's something that separates good basketball players from great ones.
Russell was able to make his first free throw here. He's going to go for a second, and goes in and out, actually. So Sterling now up by 3 quite early on in this first quarter.
And we've seen Johnson sort of press Talbert here from the start of the game.
Still Collingswood basketball here, and
you saw Collingswood's coach Gordon Patterson start talking to Talbert there about what he needs to do better, sort of telling him, how to run the offense. He's their point guard right now. They got 0 points to show for it. Maybe trying to run the offense a little better. So that was a carry there.
Jaden Johnson will, of course, start this one off. Here he goes. Gets a screen by the looks of things, but passes it to Russell. Russell goes for a three, unable to get it.
You see Johnson sticking with Talbot this entire time. I think that's a matchup that Coach Shivers saw, and he wanted Jaden Johnson with Talbot at all times.
Collingswood now under pressure as Thomas gets the ball ripped out of him. And it's going to be Sterling's ball. Great job from Rob Carter.
Yeah, nice job by Rob Carter being aggressive. Sterling's been aggressive throughout this entire game, something we've seen their JV team do a lot.
Johnson's going to look like a go in, but Mundell able to grab it back, and Mundell's going to take the shot, unable to, tries to get the rebound, still going to be Sterling ball.
We'll take a look at this, watch him drive in, taking the contact, not really scared of multiple defenders there. He still wants to get it to the lane, and that's something that this JV team does a lot.
Jaden Johnson's going to go for it, and able to, with contact, still gets the basket.
Another circus shot from Jaden Johnson. As again, something that... Again, we're going to take another look at this here. Watch him control the ball all the way up, sort of double clutch the ball on the way up, brings it down to his waist, and then brings it back up, making sure defenders can't strip that ball from him.
Collingswood still looking for their first points in this quarters, and I was about to say they're going to go get them, but they're not, and it's going to be Sterling basketball, and Collingswood coach does not like it.
Yeah, and you watch Mundell there, even though he still got beat off the step, follows it up, making sure that there's enough presence there in which the shooter feels his presence, and I think that's what forced the miss there.
Gordon Patterson was not very happy with his JV team so far, saying that they've missed 3 layups so far. And for any basketball that is not good. Jenny Johnson tries to go for a 3, unable to, as Collingswood gets the defensive rebound.
Well, I've said it before. I said, there's NBA players that, I've heard on TV say it's no shot's an easy shot, but there are easier ones. And what they mean by that is those high percentage shots down in the post or wide open shots. Those are the easier ones that, most teams have to capitalize on. That's why they're higher percentage shots as Mundell gets a steal.
Jaden Johnson's going to have a nice, could have had a free layup there, but able to save the ball. Gives it back to Jaden Johnson. Almost gets it, and still, that's a weird pass you don't usually see either.
Yeah, that behind the back pass there. He's putting on a nice little clinic here today in the first quarter.
Richardson now, a little bit of pressure, but able to give it away. Carter's now going to go for a 3 here. Bounces in and out. Back to Johnson. Johnson with a nice pass. Jameer Richardson able to finish it. And a timeout from Collingswood as, look at this replay right here.
And watch the cut there. You see that cut there. He wants to make the defense. Think about him right there. You take a look at Coach Shivers here in the huddle. Pretty proud of his team, probably getting out. Probably pretty proud of his team, getting out to a 7-0 start. They're executing their offense and defense. And right now, Collingswood is failing to do both of those.
You see that nice little pass, and then Jameer Richardson able to use his body right there to really get the basket and finish that drive.
Yeah, Richardson's a dominant post player. Does most of his damage from the post, and we saw it right there.
So after that timeout, you got to be sure that Gordon Patterson's got to have some plays up his arm or something for this Sterling team.
For Collingswood, yeah, he's probably got to think about getting a guy open. We talk about when the team is struggling. I talk a lot about trying to get a pick and roll maybe or some quick passing, sort of try and confuse the defense. Let's see if he does that here.
Well, here's Collingswood's finally their first points of the game comes from I cannot pronounce his last name.
Pretty sure Josiah Anchor.
Anchor. Collingswood so far still a very early game, and this comes out for a long two, and a little bit sloppy right there from Sterling as it's number 22 Thomas gets a nice layup for Collingswood, able to nice steal too.
And there's just been a few Sterling mistakes that Collingswood has capitalized on, and because Sterling's lead wasn't that big, Collingswood sort of come back to life here. They got baskets they desperately needed. You know, we saw Anger and then Thomas get baskets there. Thomas being aggressive on defense, taking advantage of mistakes, and right now Sterling's made a few mistakes and Collingswood's just capitalized.
Collingswood, Mundell's going to be fouled upon, and that's going to be a shooting foul. No, it's not going to be a shooting foul. It's just going to be a throw-in right here. And no, it is going to be a shooting foul.
Yeah, he was going up in the shooting motion, and that's what determines the foul there. You know, if you're going up for the shot, they're going to call the shooting foul, whereas if he was sort of just dribbling, they would have caught it on the floor.
Mundell makes his first foul, and the first foul for Sterling as Russell comes out and Lockett comes in. Again, this is JV basketball right here. Varsity won't start till 5:30. Jaden Johnson now will run this one up. He's going to cut straight through the defense, get a couple fouls.
And watch him. Look at the speed. Look how he accelerates up the court. Defense isn't even set. He makes it like a fast break opportunity. And Coach Patterson of Collingswood is very unhappy about the call. He thinks it should be a charge on Johnson. The refs called it I think they called it a shooting foul there as he's going to the line.
Ref's gonna explain why he called it. Is Jaden Johnson able to make his first one? Able to make the second one, and Collingswood now will come back after this and try to score here. Almost will, and it's going to be traveling.
You see Coach Patterson, you're still unhappy, but you're going to look here, and he goes up and sort of just continuously moves his feet. That is a travel.
And it's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be, of course, Collingswood right here as a little mess up from Sterling. Could have compromised them from pulling, able to get the jump ball, and let's see if Collingswood still can get some points here. Collingswood is still behind, has not led during this first quarter yet.
Well, another thing that we've seen from Sterling too is we've seen Jaden Johnson, probably our best player, against Tyree Taliburton, who's their point guard. We got point guard on point guard, and Jaden Johnson has not left him. He's pressed him when everybody else is going back against the floor. I wonder if that's Coach Shivers telling him to do that, or he's taking it upon himself.
Carter, nice passing, gives it to Jameer Richardson. Some nice, great passing between the two of them, and able to get the nice basket. Failed attempt for a three.
You're going to watch here, Carter gets him with the first step, falls, and then Carter, nice pass around the defender there. That's something that's not easy to do. He could have easily taken the layup there, but saw Richardson open and, decided to be unselfish.
Thomas able to get that and gets the two, and that's going to be a timeout likely. I don't know who called the timeout, but it's a timeout either way. Coach Patterson's been unhappy all game. Really,
making it known that he's unhappy with whoever he's unhappy with, whether it's a player or a ref. We're going to take another look at this inbound pass here. Thomas using his height advantage against Johnson. Height advantage is one of those things that, isn't skill-based. If you have height advantage, I'd say 9 times out of 10 you're going to be able to finish there.
Of course, you can always see some of our cutout fans.
Yeah, and you can get your fan cutout today by typing in the link that you see on your screen, bit.ly/Sterling Cutouts.
I believe you can, I don't know the price tag of them.
I'm not sure how much they are, but I do know that we have a little bit of basketball left. We have wrestling coming up.
What we just heard, it's 30 for students and 40 for adults. So, again, still a lot of basketball. It's always nice to have some fans out here. Make it feel normal again. As Sterling comes out of this timeout, it's likely gonna be the last shot of this first quarter.
Looks like they're going to hold it here. They're not really looking to run like they were a few possessions ago.
Mundell tries to go for the shot, unable to, as now Collingswood now has a shot here, and that's going to be a traveling against Collingswood. So Sterling has it right back with 7 seconds remaining.
And even though we said that they were going to hold it, that's just too good of a look there for Mundell to pass up. He's got to take that one there.
Nice way to travel through the court. And James Johnson's going to try and take the shot, and that was going to be a travel on Johnson. So 3 seconds now, and it's going to be for Collingswood.
Going to take a look here. Yeah, I think he got more than 2 steps there.
He's going to shoot the buzzer beater, but unable to. Sterling leading this one in the first quarter, 11-7 against Collingswood. We'll be right back for second quarter action after your commercial break.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
And welcome back for second quarter action. Again, Sterling plays against Collingswood. Sterling up by 11-7 over Collingswood, and get to see our fans out here. You see a gerbil and one of our Sterling fans. The Tech Crew gerbil, as we call it. Again, always get your fan cutout at bit.ly/Sterling Cutouts. Again, for students it's $30. For adults it is $40. Still plenty of season left, and it's always not. And again, like we've been saying, it's always nice to see some normal part of basketball season come back again.
Yeah, even though they're cutouts, I think for the players, it's good to have at least something there. It's better than just an empty stadium.
Sterling now will start this one away for the second quarter here, and first quarter action for Sterling. Some nice plays, some nice defense, and for Collingswood, a lot of yelling from their coach.
Well, he's made it very clear that he's unhappy, and if he's been unhappy, he's made it known to whoever he's unhappy with. And there's Rob Carter with a layup, but whether it be a ref or a player of his or in a timeout, he's done a lot of yelling. And even though they're down by 6, they're still in the game. It's only the second quarter, but I think he's I think he's frustrated because he knows his team can do better, and they're not executing to the standard that he's set for his team, which is something that frustrates all coaches.
Thomas again for Collingswood able to get that layup. Russell wasn't able to get that three down, and it's Collingswood's ball again.
And, you know, we saw Coach Shivers in one of these games get frustrated with our guys and the referees. And that's just because every coach has a standard. No matter how high or low that bar is set, the team is always expected to meet it, as Thomas makes a layup there, cuts the lead to 2. But the team is always expected to meet that standard. And if that standard's unmet, that leaves the coach very unhappy. And, you know, they're not going to hide it. They're going to show it.
Thomas really being a big role so far in this second quarter. A little bit helped out his team quite a bit actually during the first quarter too.
Yeah, he got some baskets in the first quarter as Jumbo got a basket there. But I believe that, you know, he's a post presence, you know, using his 6'2" height to his advantage.
Thomas again playing against Jumbo. One's a freshman and the other one could be, let me take a quick look here. He's a junior, so a freshman against a junior.
Well, I don't really think the class has anything to do with this. You see Thomas attack there. It's just going to be a good battle down low as long as those two are at it. They're both great post presences. They both have pretty good guards around them to get them the ball. So you'll see a reach there on Collingswood. Going to take a look here at the passing. Got Johnson feeding it off to Jumbo. That's a nice pass there, really quick pass. Nice job by Jumbo being alert. Nice job by Johnson recognizing that he can get it to him for the layup. All around good play.
Gene Johnson now will have this one, gives it to Lockett. Lockett's going to try to go for a 3, unable to. Russell. Carter now for a 3, and sinks that one in.
Nice shot there by Rob Carter. He's known for shooting those threes. Usually takes at least one a game, if not more.
Collingswood playing a lot better than they did in that first quarter. So something what the coaches said must have finally clicked into the team.
They've seemed to sort of settle in. They seemed a bit anxious getting out to a 7-0 deficit. Coach calls a timeout, talks some things over. They score 4 unanswered points, and now they're right back into this game.
Carter with it, now going to give it to Russell. Russell, plenty of room to take a shot, able to, and nice easy layup for Russell.
That's a good job getting out to run. That's what Sterling, that's what this team likes to do. I'm surprised that they're taking more threes than they normally do. But I think that that's something that comes along with the game itself. Each game is different. You can't always execute the game plan. So maybe more threes in this game was preached by a coach or something of that nature.
Jane Johnson now going to throw this to Russell. Russell's going to go for another one, unable to. Jumbo gets the rebound and able to sink that one in.
And that's why I'm saying that class doesn't matter. It's going to be a battle down there. Jumbo wins this one on the offensive end. We've seen Thomas win. We saw Thomas win a few possessions ago. Something else to watch for is this matchup right here between Jaden Johnson and Dyer Talbert. We haven't seen Talbert become a factor, and ever since the game started, it's been Johnson on Talbert, and you see Jumbo there. Nice job getting the putback.
Jumbo also gets his first foul, second foul for the team. And not to mention, you say that I just want to put out, I think experience also does play a factor into these games. Who has the most experience usually wins. They know how they've played the sport longer, and they can usually win out. There has been some cases where the underclassman has played better than the seniors or the juniors.
I'd agree with that. Experience does play a big role. You know, if you're a junior or a sophomore here in these games, you're obviously going to have more experience than the freshman. As Johnson looking to get out to run. That's the second time we've seen him do that tonight. But I just think with the caliber and the height of these two players, it's just going to be a battle. They're both very skilled on the offensive end. They can both rebound the ball very well. You see Thomas get a rebound there. But I just think that because Jumbo's a freshman and Thomas is a junior, I don't really think it makes a difference in this one here.
Jaden Johnson will now have this. Has Russell with him. He's going to take the shot. Jaden Johnson with a nice roll out of his hand to get able to get that basket.
We see Sterling pressing here. We saw Johnson press almost all game. I think they know that Talbot can change the game as one of the more skilled Collingswood players. And that's why they have Johnson on him all night.
As Moss able to get the long two. Johnson's going to send this one right to Russell, unable to get it, quite grab it. It was a nice idea and really caught Collingswood off guard.
Caught Collingswood off guard, and I think it caught Russell off guard. It sort of hit him in the hands. He wasn't really ready for it.
Russell, no looker to Jumbo. Jumbo able to sink this one in. We're getting some fancy passing.
That is some fancy passing right there from Sterling. 2 possessions in a row. This time, they capitalize on it.
Sterling right now really putting out on a show.
They're putting out on a show, but I think let's give some credit to Collingswood here. They're still in this game. It's only a 10-point game. You know, you think another team giving a show. Let's take a look. Johnson to Russell. Russell with the no look. Catches the defender, Moss, off guard. You see Jumbo. Thomas isn't enough there. Just a few steps behind him.
And again, it's still a close game. You've said that, and really it can go either way. Either team can go into a long scoring drive and play a good defense. But right now it's looking pretty much all Sterling.
Sterling's going on a bit of a run here as Russell gets a steal.
Russell gets that steal, able to get that layup too.
That's a good job, you know, just trusting himself instead of slowing it down. He's got a defender. He's got Tim Search right with him the whole way. I believe that's Tim Search. He had Tim Search with him the whole way and, you know, just decided to trust himself, go up for the layup there.
Jaden Johnson now. That's number. Russell going for a 2. Able to get that one in.
We've seen jump shots answered back. Moss hit a 3. Russell hits a sort of a mid-range jumper there for the 2.
And that was Anchor for a nice easy 2.
You know, sort of just answering back and forth, but that Sterling run is going to end up helping them.
Russell going to go for it. Almost decides to go in, able to get the ball real quick. Sterling quite defensively doing a great job, being a very aggressive defense. Not to mention just 3 fouls.
Yeah, we heard Coach Barringer talk about it for the varsity team. We haven't really interviewed Coach Shivers a lot this year.
Jaden Johnson's going to go for a 2, able to get that one.
But we've heard Barringer say on multiple occasions that the defense has been too handsy at some points. I think, you know, as a team, you know, just as an overall team, you got to be proud of 3 fouls here from, you know, in some varsity games having 10 fouls and still winning the game to now only having 3 and you're still being as dominant.
Jaden Johnson unable to get that one out. That's going to still leave 5 seconds remaining on this clock.
You watch there, it's a nice job controlling the ball on the way up by Jaden Johnson. With 5 seconds, I think there's enough time. There's enough time to get a good look.
It's going to be a look. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be a foul.
They're going to say it's on the floor, and I think that hurts Collingswood. Take a look here. Moss gets the ball right off the inbound. Finds Carter. Carter drives in. They're going to get it on the floor. Now with 1.4 seconds, you got to chuck up a shot fast.
It's possible. It's going to be up and in. It's going to be a buzzer beater second quarter as Tim Search able to get that late second basket here as Sterling's leading this against Collingswood 32-23. That's going to be the end of the first half. We'll be right back for second half action.
Hey everyone, this is Chip Ray Tanner from Summerdale Baseball and Softball Organization. I'm here to talk about registration today. I know there's snow out on the ground, but before you know it, it's going to be spring and sunny. So if you get a chance, please go to our website at leaguelineup.com/SBSA, sign your daughters and sons up for softball, baseball, and t-ball. At this time, you do not have to pay registration. You just need to fill out the paperwork. We'll take care of registration at a later time. At the end of this month, we're going to do uniform fittings, so we need to get everybody registered ASAP. Come join us, have fun, and let's have a terrific spring season. Thank you.
Okay, kiddies, let's film a commercial. This is where we come in. Tech Crew is as important as ever, and these are the people taking on this important job. We do important stuff for live coverages, home and away, recordings for your family, and college scouting. Important stuff, isn't it? But we need people to help with this important stuff. Who might that person be? Why, to make it simple, you! If you're interested, find Mr. K in room 201 to join the Tech Crew today.
People are oblivious to the facts and supportive of the fiction. What should you believe? Believe the facts. COVID-19 is a real problem, and here's how you can do your part. Social distancing works. 6 feet apart from everyone. Proper mask placement prevents the virus from getting in and out, and lets you breathe normally. And if you're not near a sink, you can use hand sanitizer to kill the virus before it can keep spreading. But whenever you can, wash your hands. Soap, water, happy birthday. You know the drill. Let's help each other get through this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go to cdc.gov for more information.
The Colonial Conference has always prided itself
on the tightly wound threads that extend through our communities that we represent.
For decades, these threads have created a bond,
unlike any other in high school athletics.
And it is during times of adversity and injustice,
such as what we currently face,
that our Colonial Conference commitment to doing what is right
and promoting the fundamental concepts of respect.
We call on all of those who represent
the Colonial Conference
to continue to strive for unity and equality.
And welcome back. We're just about to get ready for the second half, and let's take a little look at Jumbo coming out from the bench.
Yeah, you'll see here, he's been a dominant post presence all year for this team. Watch him grab the rebound just away from Thomas, put that one back up. See Johnson with a nice pass. Jumbo doing the rest there. And we've been talking about how Jumbo has been, you know, sort of a post presence all year, and how him and Thomas have really been battling out down low, and how, you know, even though Jumbo is a freshman and Thomas is a junior, you know, the battle is still a good one.
It really is, and Jumbo, again, able to get some of the rebounds. And Jumbo, effectively, is just a good player that you're going to hear his name a lot during this basketball game and during his basketball career as a Sterling player. And he's definitely one you'll be seeing in varsity real soon, I think.
I believe that, you know, maybe next year or the following. I think that he just has his size and just the way that he knows how to control himself down in the post using his footwork, and then just, again, the size advantage is just, you know, Thomas is 6'2". Jumbo seems to be a few inches taller than him. And he's only a freshman. I mean, he's still got room to grow.
I was about to mention that. You're just a freshman. You still have plenty of room to grow. Honestly, that's something that as a Sterling fan, you're almost excited to see how tall he gets and how hard it's going to be for other teams to defend a player like Jumbo.
Well, not just how tall he gets and how hard it's going to be for other teams to defend, but how much he can contribute for us. You know, as a Sterling fan, you want to see how much he can contribute for us, and not, you know, he's going to cause many mismatch issues. As we take a look, Coach Patterson there. Seems as though he's sort of settled down a bit, eased off with the yelling in the second quarter, but in the first quarter, he made it known that you know, the team wasn't reaching that standard of excellence that he wanted to have them reach.
As Collingswood will now also start this third quarter, as Sterling will receive it for the fourth quarter. Here he goes. Let's see how well Sterling also comes out after that first half break, and come out and see how well they play in the second half. Defense so far looking really good, but looks like Collingswood has come out for more of a calm offense.
Collingswood wants to slow it down, see if they can get some, you know, quick passes. You look at the passing there. Nice ball handling by Carter. Which, honestly, I think slowing down Sterling might actually help out
Collingswood a lot. Sterling's used to that fast tempo.
Only problem with that might be is, if Sterling, if they keep trading baskets back and forth in the fourth quarter, are you going to have enough time to come back in which you're going to be able to slow it down and come back, or are you going to have to run like Sterling wants to run?
Mundell's going to rush in and unable to get the first one, able to get this rebound, and it's going to be called out, and it's going to be Sterling's ball still.
Watch here, nice drive by Mundell. Using his nice long wingspan there, sort of bobbles the rebound. Bounces off of a Collingswood player. It'll stay Sterling's possession.
Jane Johnson, Richardson now gives it back to Rob Carter, who is also going to get fouled, and it's going to be Collingswood already second foul of this second half, and that's going to be on Search.
Coach Shivers calls a timeout here. I think he wants to run something off of the inbound.
Order a DVD of your favorite event for $20. It's just $20 per event, $3 for the mailing, and also please include the name of the event that you want. And it goes back all the way to the 90s, so again, a lot of basketball and all the other sports that Sterling has done and what Channel 19 has broadcasted.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good sports. We took a look at one of the girls' games against Haddonfield. We took a look at that. Coach Kate McDonald, then Kate Schmidt hit the game winner against Haddonfield, I believe. And then we saw, I believe that's my mom right there. Shout out to my mom right there. Yeah, shout out to my mom right there.
I guess you could really say hi, Mom, you're on camera.
Yeah.
That brings a whole new...
Yeah, she's two places at once right now.
So wait, does that mean that she cannot enter the building then? It would interfere with the time travel? Jaden Johnson's going to go for a three and drains that one.
It's a nice job there by Johnson. Nice job by Shivers drawing up a nice inbound play. Again, I want to point out this matchup right here between Johnson and Talbert. We've seen Talbert do almost nothing offensively, little defensively. It's like a travel right there. Watch the nice passing here from Sterling. Johnson just wide open there.
Really, Jaden Johnson is one player that we've been saying a lot. It's been Jumbo and Jaden Johnson for Sterling, and Mundell able to hit the three.
There's 2 threes back-to-back, and, this JV team really likes to get out and run, get their baskets down low because the guys like Jumbo and Mundell can use his length. And Johnson likes to attack the rim. We have very few guys on this team. Richardson, post presence. Rob Carter likes to shoot the three a lot. So we see Mundell there, can the three. But Rob Carter likes to shoot the three a lot. And really, other than that, most of them like to attack the rim, but you see their back-to-back threes. Take another look at that. Mundell three. And we heard Coach Patterson, yelling about the lack of execution there. Look at the reaction from Mundell.
I don't think he was expecting that one to go in.
Nah, maybe pleasantly surprised on that one. There was a little bit of a closeout from the defender, but created enough space just to get that one to go. And back to Coach Patterson of Collingswood. Heard him say something about the lack of execution from his players. I think in particular he was talking about Shakir Carter on the travel. Just couldn't get it off. And, he's sort of been, yelling at his players all game. They just haven't been... I think he expected in his head this game to be closer. Expected maybe a few points out of Talbert. but Talbot has 0 points, and I think that's something that goes not only to Sterling's team defense, but Jane Johnson's been on him, I think, all but one possession.
It's another travel here, and Sterling's just been forcing mistake and mistake out of Collingswood.
Well, not only forcing the mistake, but they've been capitalizing as well. I think that's something that's important.
Johnson gives it to Russell. Russell now gives it a nice little another no-looker to Mundell. Mundell's going to take a three. Just hits off the rim. Search now, going for it. Misses it. Mundell now recovers.
Good defense there by Johnson. Again, we talked about, even though the defense might not be the best, it's the presence. It's not giving up on the play. It's not letting them have the easy layup. That's something that we talked about with the girls, as Johnson gives a bit of a wayward pass there. But that's something we've talked about with the girls varsity team, is they, they're sometimes too passive and too aggressive. I think this JV team has found that middle ground that we've talked about a lot. Being aggressive enough without fouling. You see we got 0 fouls here.
I mean, it's still quite early on in this third quarter.
Only had 3 fouls in the first half, 0 so far here. I think that that's a good sign for this JV team.
Mundell able to get the defensive rebound. He's going to have Russell wide open. Decides to keep onto it. Gives it now to Russell. Russell gives it to Richardson, and Richardson able to finish.
It's nice passing there from Sterling.
And we've been seeing this all game. It's just been some sweet passing and some passing that you really would only see really in an NBA game.
Well, it's just, good team chemistry, good job being unselfish. It's a nice job, understanding what the players on the floor around you like to do. Johnson gets it to Russell, and then Russell knows that Richardson's a post presence and thrives in the post, whereas Russell is more of a guard, as he likes to shoot it. We're going to take another look at this. Mundell kicks it over to Russell, and then Russell knows that Richardson here is going to have enough space to finish it. You see Thomas, his momentum's carrying him out of bounds.
Well, if you look at that again, Russell was going to have 3 players on him and able to give away the ball back to the ball to Richardson and for a nice open layup.
Well, and that's just being unselfish, and that's again knowing the guys around you. We know Richardson is good in that post area, good in that post to mid-range area. With 3 defenders on him, Russell probably not the best take. It's that team chemistry that I think that this GD team has, and I think that's why they've been so successful throughout the season.
And again, you mentioned team chemistry, and with that, there isn't one player that has been scoring for Sterling. It's been all of them. All of them have been contributing to Sterling's points and to this Sterling lead as we see right now. Thomas.
I'd agree with that, John. There are teams in which you have one player that consistently scores. There's a few bad passes there leading to a few steals. Now Collingswood's going to slow it down. Now they're going to try and speed it back up. Talbot going to the rim.
Mundell says no. Search tries to keep it in and unable to as he runs into the bleachers.
But I think that, as we take a look here, Talbot running up. Mundell sort of just in great position there.
Perfect position.
It's almost as if Talbot didn't see him. But I think that there's, again, back to my point, I think that there's some teams in which you have guys that go out and they score 20 points per game. The rest of them are sort of scoring 5 to 6. And I think with this team, it's more balanced, because if that one guy doesn't, is having an off night, it makes it harder for your team to win. Whereas this Sterling JV team, there's so many options. There's Jane Johnson, there's CJ Mundell, there's Jumbo coming off the bench. We've had Russell's had a few big games.
Again, we usually say that that these JV games usually you kind of see the same things happening in a varsity game, and this is what to see. I think Sterling has got a nice tough game ahead of them.
Well, we saw Sterling have a nice, a tough game. They managed to win that game against Collingswood. But this,
I think this JV team is just they're so balanced that you can't pinpoint on who's gonna who's gonna be leading the team tonight. As there's Carter, the freshman with the layup. But who's gonna be leading the team tonight? Tonight I think it's Jane Johnson and Jumbo coming off the bench that are sort of leading this team. But other nights it's been Russell, and other nights it's been Mundell, and some games it's been Carter. There's just so many players on this team that can make a difference. So we take a look at that. Nice layup there from Carter.
Game's got a little sloppy around quite early, late on in this third quarter. Collingswood's able to get another 2.
There's Carter again.
Mundell now with it. Gives it to Russell. Russell now is going to drive in and able to get the layup.
And that goes back to what we were talking to. Just so many different people to worry about. It causes mismatches for the defense. And you see here, Talbert now is he was sort of coming to life before that possession there. It's Mundell. Tries to go up the dunk. This time the rim blocked him. We saw him dunk earlier in the season. And it doesn't look like Shivers is upset about this one with the big lead.
Big lead, and the whole team's laughing, he's laughing, everything's okay. But here's my thing. You had your one slam dunk this season. Why do you want to go for another one? And you had a nice easy layup that you could have had.
Well, I think for if you're Mundell, add it to the highlight reel. You're up by a lot here, and you can do it. Might as well try again. Cease with a nice save there.
Goes up to the bleachers. No time for resting. Russell goes for the layup and able to get the rebound. Going to give it to Mundell. Mundell now. Will run. Try to find. Travel. It's going to be called against Sterling.
That one's going to be on Devin Season. I think that's a good call by the ref there. Sort of try to do a James Harden double step back on that one. That doesn't fly at the high school level.
That kind of hurts as a Nets fan,
Another thing that I'll, pointing out here is Talbert now has Mundell on him.
Mundell able to deflect that pass.
Yeah, but he's got Mundell on him, and I think that, maybe it's just the change of the defender, but he's sort of feeling himself out. He's taken a few shots in this third quarter, still hasn't found the basket, I believe. But, Jane Johnson wasn't letting him have anything easy.
Thomas going to get fouled here.
Actually, they're going to call it a travel there.
Travel,
Thomas.
Oh, wow. I'm going to take a look right here. See.
Watch the feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a clear travel right there. Both feet came up. Good call by the referee.
Mundell's going to try to go for a layup, unable to. Russell able to steal the ball.
That was good defense there by Carter.
Again, we could be seeing our last shot for Sterling in this third quarter.
Well, and it's not just when the time starts running down, you want to hold it for a last shot. You want to hold it for a good look, and then as the clock runs down, if you can't find anything, just sort of put it up.
Mundell's going to go for a buzzer beater three. Unable to connect that one in. Sterling's leading against Collingswood 42-29 in this third quarter. Last quarter action of fourth quarter. We'll be right back. And welcome back for some fourth quarter action here. Sterling leading this 42-29, and we've been talking some great defense, some great offense from Sterling, and just overall a great team to watch overall.
Yeah, tonight they really put on a show. We've seen Jane Johnson hit a few circus shots. We've seen, Jumbo be dominant in the post off the bench. We've seen Mundell have a nice defensive effort, and while it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, his defensive presence has been there. I think that this Sterling team has had, just a lot of difference makers. They've executed. Collingswood hasn't. Sterling has taken away the Collingswood, playmakers. We've seen Thomas get limited buckets. We've seen Talbert almost get nothing. I think, we're just sort of minimizing, we're executing on both sides. They're not, and that's why we're up by so much.
Sterling starts with the ball for this fourth quarter here, and Sterling probably they're having their biggest lead so far in this game. Jumbo able to get the rebound, unable to get that one in for that one, and now Collingswood. And that could be his first points right there.
That is his first basket of the game, and it's coming in the fourth quarter. That just shows you, he's their point guard. He's not a passive point guard. We've seen him try and get out and be one of their main scorers, but just hasn't amounted to anything. He hasn't gotten good looks all night.
Collingswood will have this one. And
you see he's got Johnson back on him. He just got a transition basket. Let's see if Talbert can do something here. Bad pass there, right to Mark Lockett.
Lockett now gives it to Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson's going to try to go for a foul there, and I don't see no foul.
This wasn't a foul. This was him just attacking the basket. Lockett gives him a nice pass. Nice job by Talbert here, recognizing what he's doing. You see there, his feet are set. Both are still sort of moving. Ball comes out, so I don't really think that they were going to call a foul there. They just give it to Collingswood.
And that's going to be, I believe this might be against Sterling here. Russell, number 5.
I think they're going to give Russell with a push. You saw him sort of extend his right hand. And I think that's what the ref was looking at.
And a nice easy basket for Carter right there.
That was a nice job off the inbound, just finding a space there, finding somebody to get open.
Russell going a little around the world a bit, unable to get that one in.
Again, those are some of the shots we've seen Jane Johnson make that are, more of those difficult shots. Nice rebound there from Jumbo, but a bad pass. But those shots are the harder ones to make. Cease grabs the rebound. Russell's going to look to push it up, sort of picking up the tempo.
That's going to be a charging foul.
Shivers looks a little bit questionable with the call, but I believe he's, started to say something. Didn't say it, being up this much. Just let the game play out. Let's just keep executing the way you've been executing, minimize the damage. I think if you're Sterling, that should amount to a win.
Jumbo over to get the rebound. Jaden Johnson now will have this. Johnson will run to the basket, gets another 2 points, and like we've been saying, Johnson's just been playing great is having a great game.
That's a matchup we've been looking at all night, John. We've been looking at Talbert versus Johnson. Johnson's clearly won the matchup. Talbert with 2 points all game. They just came in this fourth quarter. Johnson wasn't even on him. It was a fast break opportunity. Johnson's just been dominating him all game on both sides of the ball. That was one of the matchups we were looking at. We're going to take a look here. Johnson looking to push. See, nice crossover right around the three-point line, controls himself. We've seen him do that layup, that sort of layup package, a few times tonight.
And almost a full substitution full team substitution as the starter JV team looks like it came on.
Yeah, you got the starting 5 out there for Sterling at least.
Probably just want them to build up a little bit more of a lead and then really just to ice it.
Well, being up by 11 with 5 to go, I think that you need a few more points to sort of consider it a victory. But, you know, again, as a team, if you just continue to execute on both sides of the ball, should lead to something positive. If you look there, it's a nice job defensively by Sterling. Is Mundell going to take this one up?
Again, usually most of the Sterling offense came from Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson from a nice long 2 goes in and out. Russell able to recover. Jaden Johnson now will drive to the basket and able to get that 2.
Again, you know, we've talked about, you know, there's 4 or 5 guys that can make a difference for the Sterling team and how they're so balanced. Tonight, he's been clearly their leading scorer, and he's, you know, sort of taken that lead role as a scorer, as a player, and that's something that you want to see. He's a junior here, sort of show the freshmen how it's done in a sense. I got a push off on Russell there, I believe.
Russell does not like that call.
Yeah, he was trying to show off. Nice dribble moves there. You know, they got him with the push off. See him get a rebound, pass it out to Johnson. Johnson controlling the ball. That's something Johnson does really well. Control the ball on the way up. You know, doesn't allow, you know, especially for him being a point guard, he doesn't allow the bigger defenders down low. Steal the ball as Search hits a 3.
Carter now is going to go drive to the basket, thinks about it, gives it to Russell, who tries to shoot it, unable to. Carter able now to get the rebound and not able to get the 2. Mundell now hits it off of one of the Collingswood players, and it's going to be Sterling ball.
Let's take a look at this here. Nice shot there by Search. He's got enough space, hits a 3. You know, being down, you got to, you know, we say it all the time with our girls varsity team when they're down big. You know, just win every possession offensively and defensively. There's another circus shot from Jaden Johnson, doesn't go.
Jaden Johnson will take this one out for a little bit. Looking. Gives it to Mundell. Mundell tries to get it, hits.
Pass was too hot to handle there for Mundell.
Jaden Johnson, great job defensively, able to stop Talbert.
Yeah, Talbert's been cold from the field here, and I think that's a matchup that both coaches, you know, had circled. We obviously had it circled because we've been talking about it a lot here. And you can follow Channel 19 on Twitter at SterlingTV19. Have a lot of the things that the tech crew produces, from, you know, fall sports going on now, things that are going on at the school. It's a good place to see what's going on here at Sterling.
And just about 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, of course. And
I got more family here. It's my grandpa. It's my other set of grandparents. Pretty sure they're watching at home. Shout out to, that was Pop. He's got his crown on, thinking he's the king of the castle.
Well, Sterling is called the castle. Mundell was hoping to able to get that pass and maybe try to go for another dunk, but unable to get that one.
There we go. That's Sterling just executing right there. You know, getting the ball, getting a defensive possession, turning it into easy offense is something we've seen them do all year long.
Collingswood now. Will probably be trying to foul now, Sterling, quite if they're wanting to win this game. They're 10 points behind. Mundell with it. Mundell is going to go for the dunk and gets rejected by
All Coach Shivers can do is put his head down and laugh. He's seen Mundell. He knows he wants to dunk on those fast break opportunities. We'll see if he gets another chance to dunk here. Probably not. Now he misses the layup, and now he's frustrated.
Mundell's going to get substituted.
Yeah, they got the bench. The bench is laughing it up.
Mundell can't believe it. All his pride is now gone. Nah. He's done a great job. Able almost to get the steal right there.
He stepped up in this fourth quarter defensively, even though, we saw him here. Watch here, get the ball to Russell. Mundell gets subbed out.
Reaction of this Mundell and Coach Shivers.
Another good defensive possession there from Sterling.
Russell tries, able to save it in. Mundell still can't believe it. He's still over there laughing.
Yeah, and you saw him as soon as he got subbed out, walked right up to Coach Shivers, and they both just laughed. I mean, missing dunks is something that, you hate to see. But, I think it's worth the risk, dunking it instead of, and that shows Mundell's not afraid to, miss the dunk, especially, I think Shivers is okay with it because with about 1 minute left to go, up by 10, this game is pretty much in the books.
So far, he is 1 for 3 for dunks.
On the year.
Of the year, yeah. Actually, no, wouldn't it be
I
one,
believe it's
1
1 for
4?
I believe, yeah, it's 1 for 4.
Because he missed 2 in this game.
Missed 2 here today, 1 before that, and he made the one.
Made the one, yeah.
We both went nuts over here in the booth.
Just unbelievable from Mundell. He still looks shocked over there. Just one of those moments you're going to be seeing on TV a lot. Just dunk fails, and you're just like, yeah. It's not the best thing to have of you, but it's sometimes just the funniest.
Something to, he can look back on and laugh about.
Search trying to able to get the rebound, able to get the layup. Just 20 seconds remaining left on this clock. I don't think Sterling's going to take any shots. I don't think Collingswood will even pressure them. Of course, I have been wrong before, but looks like they're just going to take this one out to the end as Sterling will win this 48-40. Jane Johnson tries to take a weird ankle shot, but won't count either way. As Sterling wins this, JV wins this 48-40. Varsity will be here at 5:30, and that's will be our next game, and we'll see you right there.
Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale.
And welcome to Channel 19 as Channel 19 presents boys basketball as the Sterling Knights take on the Collingswood Panthers. Again, Sterling 6-1 and Colonial Liberty standings. They're 6-1 overall, 6-0, undefeated in their Colonial division. You see Haddon Township, Knights, Haddonfield not doing too well, 2-2 overall. Again, Collingswood Panthers not having a great season either, still winless in this season.
You'll take a look at Sterling here, 6-1. They're first in the Colonial Conference. They average 53 points per game as an offense and only allow 45. Antoine Arnett is the leading scorer with 21 points, followed by Andrew Tummings with 10, Devon Johnson with 6, and Jimmy Zagara with 4. And then you take a look over at Collingswood. Collingswood 0-4 here, Colonial Conference. Colonial Liberty, they're 6th. They average 41 points per game, let up 48 points per game, as they have Mackay Bassett with 20 points per game, followed by Quentin Moss with 7, Juan Deere Fussell with 4, and Deandre Williams with 4.
In the last 3 meetings that these two teams have played, Sterling has won all 3 of them. Sterling won this year 47-43. Last year won 38-35, and also in January 4th, Sterling won 67-61.
Since 2007, Sterling is 244 wins, 119 losses, and Heights with 240, 203. Sterling leads this series 22-16. They've won 3 straight. And Collingswood last win was in 2019.
And keys to the game is defend, defend, defend. And defense generates your offense. And again, Sterling, we saw it quite early on, they make a lot of fouls later, and it affected them later on into the game. And we welcome Robert Strauss into...
What, Robert? Is my father here?
Well, Mr.
Hi, Dad, if you're watching. Here we go, the rematch. Last week, these two teams really went down to the wire. Sterling did not play their best game, but they were able to come out with a victory. And a quick lay-in is just missed off the head of DeAndre Williams, and somehow Collingswood still controls. Moss for 3 from the corners, too strong. Rebound goes back to Mackay Bassett, and Collingswood 2 offensive rebounds, and Behringer is not happy.
Well, you take a look there, the look that Moss has the space right there. That's, not how you want to start the game defensively, giving their shooters open space.
Arnett up top, going with the all-senior lineup here tonight on senior night. Looking down low for Kozaneski. Good ball movement, but Kozaneski turns it over. And it goes back to the Panthers.
You see right there, he was trying to give it to Javon Johnson, unable to really give it to him. But again, a smart idea, just unable to connect.
Well, and we saw the past game, it was a very close one between these two teams, and Collingswood's record, don't take that, as heavy as you should. They're better than their record shows, especially against Sterling, and if Sterling's going to have mistakes, Collingswood's going to pounce.
Good look from Jimmy Zingaro, but Tummings gets it wedged in between the rim and the backboard, and I think that's the first time that we've ever seen that happen.
Watch the pass there from Zingaro, puts it right on the money for Tummings, and Tummings just isn't able to finish there.
Still Sterling possession. Kozineski in the corner, back up for Zingaro. Zingaro kicks it out to Arnett, thought about the three, now he's going to drive it back to Zingaro in the corner for Kozineski for three, too strong. Arnett leaps for the rebound, he's fouled, he'll go to the line.
When you watch Arnett here, Kozineski off with the three, Arnett finding somehow to get away, and I think that that's a part of his, his length, his just natural skill set is something that is a huge advantage. His long arms, his wingspan, his large hands, able to, be good at corralling rebounds, sort of makes the ball look like a coconut in his hands with how large his hands are.
Arnett misses the front end, and the scoreboard to our right, the clock, is currently not working, so we have to rely on the clock to our left or the clock right in front of us on our screen, which is real time. Possession arrow favors Collingswood, and it's 1-0 Sterling.
And something right now Sterling does not want to see. Usually this Sterling team is a high-scoring offense, but not early on in this game.
It's about 2 minutes into this game. Collingswood still looking for their first points, but they turn it over. Tummings, one-on-one with Moss. Tummings wins the battle with the lay-in.
It's a nice job there by Andrew Tummings, turning good defense into easy offense down the lane. And, attest to Collingswood, I said that was an easy layup, but, there was nothing easy about it.
Moss was contending that. Cruz will drive, foul line jumper off glass, no good. Rebound back to Moss. DeAndre Williams for three, no good. Rebound, another offensive rebound, Kadir Fussell.
Coach Barringer has to be unhappy about that. The amount of offensive rebounds that Collingswood's gotten here is just amounting to good possessions, and that's something that, you got into a close game with them last time. Don't want to get into a close game with them again.
Javon Johnson called for the foul, his first, team's first. That's going to send Makai Bassett to the line. Had himself a real good night last week when these two teams faced off last Thursday. That's the first to tie the game.
Well, and me and John were talking we always talk about how free throws are critical, especially in close games. Last game was a close one. Free throws could be a pivotal part in this game too. And another thing that we were talking about is, how teams have leading scorers, and if your off scorer has a night, it's tough to win. We see that with both these teams here. Arnett averages 21. Collingswood also has a scorer that averages 20. So that should be a battle between Antoine Arnett and Makai Bassett.
A big turning point in this Collingswood game last Thursday as Makai Bassett chimes in for the first field goal tonight for Collingswood. But at any rate, there's a couple turning points in that Collingswood game. First was a missed free throws by Collingswood down the stretch. But before that, a three-pointer at the halftime buzzer to bring the game within a single possession. But down the stretch, it was the missed three in a row late in the third quarter that really turned the tide for the Panthers.
And against one of your Colonial Division rivals, you do not want to leave your opponent just one possession behind you.
Another second chance opportunity. I'm not counting offensive rebounds, but it's got to be at least a half dozen or so at this point. Second team foul on Sterling as Antoine Arnett picks up his first. And Makai Bassett back to the line.
that's a matchup that I think that we're going to be looking at all night is Makai Bassett against Antoine Arnett. They're both going at one another. They're both each team's leading scorers by, a large margin. I think it's going to come down to, who's going to win that matchup.
Kozaneski out of the game. Ermel back into the game, for the first time, as 1 of 2 from the line for Bassett. 5-3 Collingswood. Just about halfway through this opening quarter. Zingaro looking down low, goes cross court for Ermel, who fires up a 3 and nails it. Mike Ermel gives Sterling their first lead of the game, 6-5.
And that was a great pass by Zingaro. Sorry, John, for cutting you off. That was a great pass by Zingaro. He was in the corner, double team, senses Ermel open. Nice cross court pass there.
And a great job from Ermel, just coming off from the bench and able to be able to be effective against Collingswood, able to score that his first 3.
Actually, the second lead of the game for Sterling. They led 1-0. 3 on the way from Cruz, catches nothing but air.
Going to take a look at this pass here. Look, he draws the double team, sees Ermel open for the 3. Ermel cans that one.
30-second timeout, Sterling. 3:21 remaining here in this opening quarter. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19.
Barringer's definitely, as we're going to take another look at this pass, watch him. He's drawing the double team right there. That was a really bad circle on my part. But he draws the double team right there and sees Ermel open. When you draw a double team at some point, that's going to leave somebody open. And Zingaro is not the guy that you want to have a double team on because he's going to find that guy open. He's a great passer for this Sterling team.
Take a look at head coach Pat Dorney for the Panthers. Again, these two teams in this schedule playing each other with, in relative close proximity, not only from distance, but also on the calendar and on a map. Obviously, Colonial Conference only schedule for the most part. Sterling had a real tough go at it after the Collingswood game when they traveled to Cherokee, number 5 ranked team in South Jersey, and it was quite the mismatch to say the least. Cruz lays it up and in. Michael Cruz, his first bucket, and somebody other than Bassett scores for the Panthers.
That was
Zingaro.
That was another thing that we were talking about is how, this Collingswood team gave Sterling their only really competitive game that was competitive throughout 4 quarters. We saw Haddonfield and Haddon Township give them a competitive game towards the 4th quarter, but that game was close relatively throughout most of the game.
Javon Johnson from a nice pass from Jimmy Zingaro can't convert. And Panthers have a 1-point lead. Moss in some trouble. And they're going to reset everything as Coach Dorney barks out a play from the sideline. 1-on-1 with Tummings. Moss wins that battle, but there goes a whistle before. They're called foul on the floor on Tummings, and that's going to be his first, team's 3rd.
You watch the nice ball handling of Quentin Moss there, the junior, the 5'9" guard, sort of running this offense. You watch the nice ball handling as coach sort of sets up an isolation play for him there, gets to the rim, and Tummings smart to foul.
Jadis McFadden checks in the games for Tummings for the first time this evening. Drive, kick out, shot is short, and rebound back to Sterling. Ermel running the offense now at the point. Every time Arnett gets the ball, he wants to shoot it, but why not? Ermel's second 3. Why shoot when you can dish it off to the hot hand?
Why not? Ermel's second 3 of this first quarter already. Again, coming off the bench, being really effective, and right now Collingswood has no answer for him.
Ermel usually a starter, but Coach Barringer electing to start his seniors on senior night. As a lot of teams will do, as a dive for a loose ball will stay Collingswood basketball.
Yeah, and that's good effort by Jimmy Zingaro, one of your leaders on this team, one of your main starters on this team. We're going to take a look. Arnett, sees Ermel open. Ermel in that corner gets it to go.
Bassett's going to have to play Ermel a little bit tighter now. One minute remaining. Bassett with the shot is good. Kai Bassett, his second field goal of the night,
and he has 7. That was a great shot by Bassett. He had 3 defenders, all over him there, and he still has the confidence to put that shot up, get it to fall. That's impressive.
Ties the game at 9. Arnett, and they're going to call a blocking foul down low on Collingswood.
And also, if you look during that replay, the JV coach, Gordon Patterson, was telling his players about Ermel being wide open.
Yeah, during that JV game, we saw Coach Patterson, yell at the players on the floor. He holds that Collingswood JV team to a high standard. They obviously didn't meet it today as they lost to Sterling.
40 seconds remaining. And a tie game, all knotted up at 9. Got to respect the shot. Here's Ermel again for 3, and he nails it. 3 for 3. Mike Ermel with 9 points. All from beyond the arc, and Sterling has a 3-point lead.
And like I said, when he made the second 3, nothing so far as Collingswood has done has been able to stop Ermel shooting out his 3s.
Well, and that's sort of Ermel's specialty right there, is shooting the 3 ball for this Sterling offense.
3 seconds to go. Collingswood's got to get a shot off. They do. Bassett answers at the buzzer. What a quarter for Makai Bassett, the junior, absolutely going off and matching Mike Ermel. Actually.
My name's Sean Kozaneski. I'm a senior at Sterling High School, and I play small forward for the Knights. My favorite pro team is the Philadelphia 76ers. College, I like to watch a variety of teams, but usually I like to watch Villanova or Penn State because they're local, but I really just watch college whenever. I don't really have any pregame rituals. I just like to get a good amount of shots up for the game, so I'm warm for the game. That's about it. I'd say I like to watch Kyle Korver in the NBA, or any shooters in college NBA. I like to model my game after any of them. At the high school, I just want to get into a good college, have a good job when I'm older, maybe play some sports when I'm in college, and yeah, that's about it.
And a hot hand right there, number 10 in white for Sterling, Mike Ermel, the junior, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. And it's a tie game. We're back where we started here at the opening tip. And by opening tip, I mean opening possession. No jump balls this season.
Not to mention, Basket able to tie this game back up in the final seconds of the first quarter, which was just amazing to watch.
10 points out of Makai Bassett in that first quarter. Not to be outdone by Mike Ermel's 9. Foul line jumper is short. Rebound again down low, DeAndre Williams. Second chance for the Panthers. Williams gets another opportunity. Same result. Tummings back up to Ermel. Wide open for 3 again, and why not? Feed him, he's hungry. Mike Ermel with 12.
Mike Ermel is feeling hot right now. 4 for 4 from deep. Keep feeding him the ball if he's open from beyond the arc.
And be careful. You might see someone else guarding him now, just because he's been catching on fire.
And how important is it to get somebody other than Antoine Arnett going for Sterling? Arnett only has 1 point, but you got 12 out of Ermel. It's only a matter of time before Arnett heats up.
Yeah, and I think that's crucial. Ermel's going to start drawing double teams. You can't then single cover Ermel as Bassett gets a nice block there.
Great block by Bassett. Bassett double team now. He's going to back it out. He'd take a long 3 himself. Almost hit it. That should have been a foul on Bassett. No call. Both players on the floor. I'm surprised there was no whistle there for either a travel or a foul.
Ermel was calling a timeout. No one saw that.
Ermel has it stripped away. One of his only miscues of the night offensively. Moss, sneaky down low, can't get it to drop. Rebound to Tummings. Tummings one-on-one with Bassett. Tummings, yes!
It's a nice job of Andrew Tummings there. He's not scared of the taller defender right in front of him. Takes the contact, post shot there, gets it to fall.
5-point lead for Sterling. Under 6 to play.
After Ermel's 4-3, the team seems to be coming to life.
Bassett against Arnett. 2 feature players going one-on-one. Little step back jumper, no good. Rebound to Ermel. Tummings trying to create some space. He does and lays it up. Can't get it to go. Arnett with the follow-up.
It's a nice job by Arnett getting into position, using his height and his length, and his, I talked about the natural abilities earlier. We saw it there, the nice jump. You can't teach the vertical jump there, and Arnett uses it to his advantage. Nice putback.
Largest lead of the night for Sterling at 7.
Sterling right now has got to be careful not to let Collingswood come back into this game at any point. And a nice job defensively from Ermel. Ermel's been doing a great job defensively and offensively throughout this game.
You see Tummings there. We're gonna take a look here. Back to the Ermel corner 3.
Bassett taking a breather on the bench. Cruz comes in for him.
You see Mike Ermel again, another 3 there. We've been taking a look at Mike Ermel. He's just been making a difference in this game. Somebody other than Antoine Arnett starting to make a difference for this boys team.
3 on the way is no good. Rebound to Zingaro. Zingaro, no look pass to Tummings, no good. Great look from Jimmy Zingaro.
That's another great pass from Jimmy Zingaro. That's something he does really well. He's a great point guard for this team, gets his teammates open looks, and he makes his teammates better around him. Great facilitator.
Collingswood wants to slow this down, and a couple of seconds ago, it was pretty fast-paced. Back to teams just shooting everywhere.
Williams working one-on-one with Zingaro, and now Cruz controls well away from the basket. Arnett on him. Under 4 to play, Sterling with a 7-point lead over the Panthers.
Let's see if they go back to that ISO play that they had with Moss earlier.
Keep an eye on Quentin Moss. He is quick.
He's quick and he's got good ball handling abilities. Nice quick first step as well. Allows him to get to the rim. Not easily, but helps him get to the rim.
Good D by Sterling, trying to turn defense into offense. That they've done this pretty much all season.
Monster
might do it here, and they do. Backcourt violation. Cruz can't hang on to it.
Gonna take a look at this layup here by Andrew Tummings. Actually, he misses the layup there, and that's the putback by Arnett.
Monster almost reminds me a lot of a bit of Jaden Johnson during JV games. Johnson's very quick and great ball handling.
Jimmy Zingaro for 3. 5 threes on the night so far for Sterling, and we're under 3 to play in the half.
Well, not to mention 4 of those threes are from Mike Ermel. He's been hot from downtown, and Zingaro adds another 3 for this boys team.
I was about to say, has Sterling even missed a 3 in this first half?
Bassett back into the game, misses his first shot, gets his second shot put back in his face. And watch.
We're going to take this. Look
Zingaro
at all
here.
the space that Jimmy Zingaro had right there. He had so much space, and that's a nice job of just sensing. He always looks to pass first, but that's a good job, taking one for himself, being that open, looking to score there.
I'm surprised we haven't even heard a timeout from the Collingswood bench, just being down by this much.
Well, I think that they're looking to slow it down, maybe try and find something in the half court, as they do right there.
Cruz with a short jumper, his second bucket of the night. Bassett has 10, Cruz has 4, and that's it for Collingswood. Nobody else has scored for Collingswood. Ermel, why not? Another 3, well off the mark this time. So he's 4 for 5 for three-point range, still not too bad. Moss pulls up, jumper, no good. Rebound, swatted away, and it will be Sterling basketball.
And that's one area that I think Sterling has sort of gotten better with as the game's going on, the offensive rebounding. And I think that's what's amounting to this lead that they have right now.
As Ermel and Jimmy Zangaro both come off from a substitution, so both of them great jobs overall through that first half.
Big smile on the face of Mike Ermel, and why not? He's got 4 threes in the half. Drives, McFadden, no good. Rebound to Cruz, got a man up ahead. One-on-one with Arnett. Arnett thought he got a hand on it, he did not, and it's going to be Sterling basketball.
Looked like he was
mishandle. Just lost the handle on the way up.
He was gonna go. I think he was gonna go and dunk for it.
In hockey, they call that back checking, and that's a good back check by Antoine Arnett. Foul on the drive to the basket by Kadir Fussell. Take one more look at it. All right, excuse me, another look at the.
Nice little.
There it is.
That's a nice little give and go. McFadden then sets the pick for Arnett as Arnett looking to attack the rim, but he's still drawing attention even though he hasn't done much offensively tonight like we usually see him do. It's been Mike Ermel leading this team with the scoring. But I think that, you know, as Mike Ermel starts to get hot, it's going to draw double teams. Arnett's out there a lot. You can't leave him single covered. He'll start to heat up a bit.
Yeah, sorry, that was Antoine Arnett on the drive. I got my number 3s confused. 2 for 2 from the line. 3 of 4 on the night for Antoine Arnett. Take a look at head coach Justin Barringer. His first season at the helm here at Sterling, doing a great job. 6-1 overall. Under a minute to play in the half. Sterling, double-digit lead, 24-14.
We saw last game was close. I think that they took a different mindset in this game. And obviously Mike Ermel with the 4 threes has helped, you know, sort of create this lead.
Bassett turnaround, hook no good. Rebound to Moss. Gives it to Bassett. Bassett, strong drive and take to the basket. His first bucket of the quarter. And it's an 8-point Sterling lead. Under 30 to play. Zangaro cannot see the clock. So communication is going to be key here.
I think that's where Coach Barringer comes into play. Coach Barringer, you know, sort of outside of it all. Doesn't really matter because Johnson went up with the shot there.
Sterling will have 7.2 to shoot and a blank clock to look at, unfortunately.
But you took a look at the replay there. That was a nice job of Johnson using his footwork. Got a nice quick first step and then cut to the basket.
Kozaneski back up Zangaro. Zangaro kicks it out to Arnett. Stops, pops, has it blocked, and that's how the first half will end. Sterling under the hot shooting of Mike Ermel with 4 3-pointers. And they're going to go in the locker room leading by 8. We have senior day festivities coming up at halftime. A lot of that snow, not so much anymore, but it might be coming back on Thursday. We'll get off to a quick break. Come back. Second half action right after this.
Why are you such a loser? Such a loser. No, I'm not a loser. I'm cool. Many people think I am too.
Number 1, Von Jackson. Escorted by parents Derek Johnson and Henry Johnson. Devon plays volleyball and basketball. His favorite memories during pep rallies. Devon would like to thank his parents for all their love and support over the years. And number 3, Antoine Arnett. Antoine is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and volleyball. Supported by parents Denise Morris and Antoine Arnett. Favorite memory is his first son sophomore year and 1,000 points. Antoine would like to thank all his trainers and family for pushing him and making him the man he is today.
I mean, you guys can keep this. We'll get you guys off. No, let's go. Everybody say COVID. It goes 35. Thank you, congratulations. Thank you, I'm so glad you guys were able to make it. Thank you so much. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Dude, are you kidding? Pictures. Sean, what are you doing? Go to Redmond's office.
And welcome back to Sterling High School. See 2/3 of us here. You can kind of get me in there. It's tough from the iPad. 24-16 is your halftime score. Big story is really the three-point shooting of Sterling. Mike Ermel with 12 points so far in this contest, all from three-point range. He had 3 of them coming in that first quarter. Has done a phenomenal job tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. You know, Ermel has done a real nice job. He's just been getting open looks, and, you know, he's sort of this team's three-point specialist. He does most of his damage from behind the arc, and tonight you've really seen that.
Not to be outdone, Mekhi Bassett, the junior, also has 12 points, doing a great job for the Panthers, and they've only had 2 scores. It's been Bassett and Cruz, so if Collingswood wants to get back in this game, they're going to need to find some scoring from other areas.
I'd agree with that, but right now Bassett is sort of single-handedly, with a little bit of help from Cruz, but Bassett single-handedly is keeping Collingswood into this game, and he's done a nice job offensively rebounding the ball, which Sterling struggles to get defensive rebounds. Collingswood is excelling in the offensive rebounding area, and he's getting nice second chance opportunities for Collingswood.
So Sterling is going to start off with the ball, I believe, to start this second half, as they're going to go back to their normal starting lineup. And congratulations to the 3 seniors, Antoine Arnett, Javon Johnson, Sean Kozaneski, as they were honored at halftime. Quick trip out of the booth and into the bright lights for Mr. K.
Used to being in that truck, helping us.
Yep, helps us look and sound good.
Another thing that I want to take a look at here, especially during the game as Moss gets the steal, is now Sterling has the clock in front of them. Let's see if that plays an advantage to Sterling or a disadvantage to Collingswood, as Collingswood has no clock showing on that side.
Good look, good pump fake, and good conversion there for Kadir Fussell. And it's somebody not named Bassett or Cruz to score for the Panthers.
And also a very great job from Moss, able to get the steal right there. Another big player that's not yet on the scoreboard, but it's just been an impactful player for Collingswood.
He's been impactful in, more ways than one on the defensive end. Just his defensive presence, even though that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, and then you just mentioned the steal right there.
Almost another steal. Good look from Arnett to find Johnson. Johnson can't convert, and it's going to be a defensive rebound in the hands of Cruz as he was waiting for that one to fall, but good blocks out there by the Panthers.
I think that's an area, too, where Sterling is struggling right now, is the rebounding. They're letting Collingswood out-rebound them, and I think that's one reason that Collingswood is sticking around, is they're getting a lot of second-chance points.
Bassett has it blocked from Arnett. Return that to sender. Here comes Javon Johnson, 1-on-3, going to keep it all the way, and Bassett returns the favor.
You can take a look here. Johnson bringing it up, taking it up on the 1-on-3. And look at Bassett start to accelerate right there. He starts to accelerate, gets up, and makes his presence known right there on that block. That block almost went out of the building.
And what a great job from Bassett just to get all ball. You see a lot of players usually get fouled because of that, doing stuff like that, but Bassett, a really great player, able to come from behind and just slap it down.
That's a good job of knowing, just being aware of what's going on, being aware, and, just that's something that, can't really be taught. So Arnett shoots this free throw.
2 for 2 from the line for Antoine Arnett. And he is 5 of 6 from the charity stripe tonight, and it's an 8-point game. Quiet night for Arnett, but Mike Ermel has kind of stole the show from downtown as Collingswood almost throws it away, and they will. It'll be backcourt, but right into the hands of Arnett. Throws it down! Are you kidding me?
My goodness, Antoine Arnett!
Wow. Down in the face of DeAndre Williams. And he had a look for him, too, on the way back.
Man, that's a nice one for your senior night right there, slamming it down on the defender. We were just talking about Mike Ermel sort of stealing the show from Antoine Arnett. Not after that dunk.
I tell you what, Pat Dorney is incensed right now, and I think he's going to get teed up. No, it's going to be Collingswood basketball. Head coach Pat Dorney is incensed, but here's taking another look at the dunk here.
You see here, he just gets up. Contact doesn't even phase him. The defender jumping up doesn't even phase him. You see here, he'll get the steal here. Williams, bad pass, steals it. And Arnett there, taking it up, getting a little bit of contact up there. You see the bench in the background start to go nuts. We went nuts over here. Everybody in attendance, the cheerleaders, the parents, everybody.
First team foul on Sterling as we are back to live action. Foul on Jimmy Zingaro, his first. And one important thing to note is that as of this weekend, Governor Murphy said that you can have 2 people in attendance at these games, and they're going to be home fans only. So each player was given 2 opportunities, very a la what happened in the football season with the 2 tickets. And so you're going to start seeing some fans sitting with the cardboard cutouts. Empty trip to the line for Williams as he tries to trim into that 10-point deficit.
You see now after the dunk, Arnett is now drawing double teams.
Tummings for 3. Yes! Andrew Tummings joins the 3-ball party, and he's in.
Well, and that's something that this team doesn't do a lot. They don't really shoot a lot of threes. That was a nice steal there. But they don't shoot a lot of threes. It's mainly Arnett attacking the basket.
Third Sterling player to hit a 3-pointer tonight. And Sterling out to the largest lead of the night at 13.
And just to start off with that Arnett slam dunk, just really fired up this team, and really, once this team gets fired, there's almost nothing really stopping them besides themselves.
If there was any chance of momentum swinging over to Collingswood, it was gone after the Arnett dunk. Watch the pass from Ermel. Tummings has all that space, drains it. And you can see there at the end of that clip, Barringer, you know, hey, great job hitting the three, but we're pressing. Get back up there.
(31-18) Sterling. Collingswood trying to claw back into this, but Sterling getting help from everywhere. And it's going to be back to Sterling basketball as Williams turns it over.
And again, you see back to the slam dunk. Some bad passing. Arnett takes advantage of this, and then the stare down from Arnett.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
We've seen him get teed up for hanging on the rim after dunking.
Got to be careful with that.
You know, you don't want to give the refs something that they can take the wrong way and they can end up hurting the team, especially after you dunk.
Caleb Mundell into the game for Sterling now, as well as Sean Kozaneski and Jadis McFadden.
I'm pretty sure Mundell wants to have his own dunk, as both of his JV dunks got rejected by the rim.
Arnett, reverse, no good. Bassett, he's got to take it all himself off the glass. Unlucky there for Bassett. Another offensive rebound. Momentarily, Bassett, he's going to be fouled. And I believe they're going to get Mundell on the foul.
You want to take a look at this here. Bassett getting the rebound. And he's just swarmed. There's 3 defenders on him right there.
Kozaneski picks up the foul. It's a 30-second timeout.
When I think in this timeout, if you're Collingswood, well, here's our next TV game, Tuesday, February 23rd. Girls basketball JV begins at 4. At 5:30 will be the varsity against Haddon Township. You can watch that live on Channel 19. YouTube.com/Channel 9. Sterling TV 19 is the link.
They're still having words. The official at center court and head coach for the Panthers, Pat Dorney. Well, he was incensed after that Antoine Arnett emphatic dunk, and he was giving it to that official for a good amount of time, and I was waiting for the technical foul, and it never came, and they're still having words.
He's still talking to him, and that's
I just saw him right there, calm down.
You know, that's something that, especially you're playing a conference rival, you're still totally not out of the game yet. That's something you don't want to do, because those referees, those 50-50 calls might start going the other way if you keep chirping in their ear.
Tough job these officials have.
Really,
not a job that I would want, which is why I sit where I sit. And these officials do such a great job. Moss, count the basket and the foul.
Believe that's the first time he scored all game. We're going to take another look at this. Williams controlling the offense, gives it to Moss. Moss taking the contact. They're going to get that one on Zingaro.
It's his second, team's third.
Zingaro's going to have to see Sean Clank as he...
believe he's got a nosebleed over there.
Yeah.
So this is back-to-back games where we've had blood on the court.
Yeah, you saw it in, I believe it was the third quarter in the Collingswood game. They had to get everybody over, had to basically stop the games, take off all the blood.
Which is what they're going to do now. They're going to check the court to make sure that Zingaro didn't leak anything up the court. And they had it was all over the place the other day.
Yeah, it took a long time to clean that up.
That was a good 5 to 8 minute delay at Collingswood. You see Zingaro may have gotten popped in the nose, but taking all the proper precautions. Good job by the officials to notice it as well as the players. And we're back to live action. 11-point game, 3:20 remaining here. Glad you joined us here this evening on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Jacob Clark. Bring you all the live action. Almost a steal by Bassett on Arnett. Arnett, he gets a lane. They're going to get him for an offensive foul. He knew it right away. His second, team's fourth.
It's a good call by the referee there. But we're not going to take a look at it, as Bassett is going to give it back to Moss. He's going to take it up. Sterling pressing.
First time we've seen this tonight from Sterling. Maybe Coach Behringer sensing a Collingswood run here. Not like that. McFadden. Mundell lays it up and in. Caleb Mundell and a timeout.
And if you remember to this JV game, Mundell missed 3 dunks, but able to make a nice, and a rebound, not to mention about that too, but able to rebound in a way, excuse my pun right here, but his rebound.
Yeah, and I think that this is a different situation for Mundell. JV and varsity, obviously not the same. In the JV game, when he went up for the dunks, there was maybe 2 minutes left. They were up by 10. Game was pretty much in the books. Went up for the dunks. Coach Shivers wasn't unhappy. Now in varsity, it's only the third quarter, still sort of a game.
Well, this is an interesting shot we have here. We got Zingaro with his nose plugged, and now we have the managers from each of the teams. I guess they're just making sure that the book is right and the scoreboard is right. That was probably the reason for the stoppage. I don't think that was a charged timeout.
Well, I think we saw the official point to himself, tap on his shoulder, say, "This is my time, my time." This is not a charged timeout. This is an official timeout.
Bassett, one on everybody, and they're going to get a foul somehow. And it's going to be Kozaneski picking up his second, and it's the team's 5th, and Coach Behringer does not like the call.
Yeah, he looks very unhappy with that call there.
And again, I'm just mentioning this. You're still in the third quarter. There's still another 8 minutes left for a fourth quarter, and you're up by 5 fouls.
Yeah, and we've heard Coach Behringer in multiple post-game interviews say that our team is too handsy. We play too handsy on defense. We're too aggressive.
Bassett, step back 3 is too strong. Rebound for help. Bassett going to take it all the way himself. No good. Rebound. And no shot, and they're going to get another foul.
Well, we'll take a look here. Bassett, this is a good job by both Sterling defenders sort of just putting their bodies on the line. Bassett is not an easy player to stop.
They get Tummings with the foul, his second, team 6th.
And momentum is slowly drifting to Collingswood right now.
Yeah, we haven't had Sterling have a big play or a big run since the Arnett dunk, which happened early in the third quarter.
Bassett in the face of a double team, can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. Still bouncing around. Mundell comes down with it. Good job by Mundell off the bench. Looking for help, dribbles it off his foot, and it
hits off a Collingswood foot.
Yeah, it went off a Collingswood foot. So many bodies in there, it was hard to tell who actually went off of, but under 2 to play. Sterling with a lead of 12.
Well, and now Arnett comes out of the game. Only starters in the game so far are Tummings, Kozaneski, and Johnson. Let's see how they sort of play without their hot hand of Ermel and star player Arnett.
Hardly seen Ermel at all. He started this third quarter. Haven't seen much of him. Kozaneski looking for the open 3.
Jimmy Zingaro and Arnett looking to come back into this game.
As well as Ermel getting up off the bench. So this is a quick opportunity. McFadden launches a 3, and why not? Everybody is hitting from downtown tonight. 4th Sterling player with a triple.
That is something that separated these two teams tonight, is the different approaches that they've had. As Johnson gets a nice block there. Mundell running the floor now.
Mundell in some trouble. And it's going to be a timeout Sterling as he's being guarded by Mekhi Bassett.
If you look here, McFadden has enough space. Defender, the Williams, as the defender closes out too late. McFadden does a nice job getting it. But I think that's what separates these two teams today is the offensive approach. Sterling's offensive approach is, we're going to feed the hot hand of Mike Ermel. He hits 4 threes. We're just going to continue to shoot threes. And you can continue to get great coverage on the Facebook page that we have, Sterling Channel 19's Facebook page. Follow us on there. You can see what's going on at the school, everything that's filmed by the channel, from sports to just things going on at the school.
4 players for Sterling have hit threes tonight. McFadden has 1, Tummings has 1, Zingaro has 1, and Ermel has 4. .56 seconds remaining. Sterling and Zingaro back into the game. He has his left nostril plugged after, I don't know if he took an elbow or it's just an inadvertent nosebleed. Alley-oop to Arnett!
Oh, my goodness, Antoine Arnett. Have a day on your senior night.
Beautiful feed from Javon Johnson.
If you want to talk about big plays, Ermel and Arnett, 2 biggest plays that they've done, 2 slams dunk for Arnett and 4 threes for Ermel.
Hey, yeah, they've just been difference makers, and that's something that Collingswood hasn't had. The approach for Sterling shooting the threes is a team, and then the difference makers that Sterling has right now is just why they're totally controlling this game.
They're going to get Tummings with the foul, and they're not going to get Moss with the emphatic ball slam. That's 3rd foul on Tummings, team 7th. So it's going to be a 1-on-1.
Watch the cut here by Arnett, and that's what gets him free right there. The nice first step. Defender isn't expecting the cut. He gets up. Javon Johnson with a really nice feed there to Arnett. Nice alley-oop slam dunk.
And he didn't hang on the rim.
He did not hang on the rim, and that is something that.
And it's the same basket, and I was wondering if that came into play. Be interesting to ask him at the end if that technical that he got for hanging on the rim a couple weeks ago, similar situation, came through his mind there.
Well, yeah, we saw him we got teed up a few games ago on a similar play as you just mentioned.
5 seconds left to go. Zingaro on the drive. No good. Rebound, DeAndre Williams. Sterling going to take a 15-point lead into the final quarter. We're going to get off to a quick break. We had a beautiful sunset. We're actually going to get a chance to meet Javon Johnson as well, who threw Antoine Arnett the alley-oop. We're back right after this.
Javon Johnson, class of 2021, and I'm from Somerdale, New Jersey. My favorite pro team is the Sixers because I'm big fans of Embiid and Simmons. My favorite college team is Duke because they're a good team every year. Usually before every game, I get something to eat, like an hour or 2 before I take a nap. Biggest influences in my game have been like my parents and my trainers for the way they've been pushing me. My goal is to go to college and major in sports marketing.
Johnson, one of the seniors honored here tonight, and threw that beautiful alley-oop pass to Antoine Arnett. Has had a real nice career here at Sterling. No points tonight, but if you could, I think that pass to Antoine Arnett was worth its weight in gold. That was unbelievable, unbelievable look too.
Well, not only the pass, but we saw him get a block on the defensive end. So, scoring isn't everything.
Sterling outscores the Panthers 14-7, and Sterling has. It's Javon Johnson said, "You see that lob?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're looking at it right now."
And you saw the nice pass there from Javon Johnson, the nice cut there by Arnett. And then, again, we talked about Arnett, just the vertical jump ability. That's something that you can't teach. That's just all natural, and he's using it to his advantage there.
And we've talked about this, Mr. Schulz and I and Mr. K. We talked about how high that Antoine Arnett can get above the rim. I mean, he just elevates, and he's just one of the best players that we've seen come through here in quite some time. Really, really exciting to watch. 1,000-point scorer. Probably will end his career here at Sterling well over 1,200 points.
Well, he's just such a dominant player. Like you see him take over the game, obviously, and it's not just this game, but throughout the entire season, averages 21 points per game. By far the leading scorer for this Sterling team.
Kind of makes you wonder how many, as another alley-oop off the glass this time, Tummings from Zingaro.
Jimmy Zingaro, the way that he is able to pass the ball is special. He puts the ball right where it needs to be, and Tummings does a nice job controlling himself for the finish.
And Tummings doing what he's been doing all season, scoring in every single quarter, contributing offensively and defensively. He's just done a spectacular job for this team this year.
He's a great two-way player, makes his presence on not just offense, but defense. You see it right there.
Tummings gonna run the floor. He's gonna get fouled hard as the entire team rushes over to help him up. He took a real hard foul there. He'll go to the line to earn it the hard way.
And you see, I want to just let this play out for a bit. As Basket kind of almost turns around and says something to him. I don't know what, but weirdly the refs don't catch it.
Makai Bassett on the foul. His second, only the team's second foul as Tummings goes to the line. First trip to the free throw line tonight for Andrew Tummings.
And we talked about his two-way ability. You saw it right there, the way that he can just push the tempo. He does a nice job of attacking the rim. He can score from outside, as we saw. He hit a three. He's one of the 4 players that's hit a three for Sterling tonight.
11 points for Andrew Tummings. A quiet 11 points, too. I think he's been kind of overshadowed by Ermel's 4 threes and the dunk by Arnett. But Andrew Tummings done a great job here this evening.
Well, and he's a great team leader. The way that he plays defense, that was a nice shot there by Bassett, but the way that he, plays team defense, and he's always the first one to go over, teammates falling down. He's always the first one to go try and pick them up. A great team leader, and he'll be near next year for the Sterling team.
Long three, no good. Ermel with the rebound off the Bassett miss. Ermel going to take another three. Was hot in the first quarter, has cooled down since then. Tummings with the help defense. If the court was about 6 feet wider, he had a steal.
Well, and there it is again. Tummings, great two-way player. He gives great effort, 110% on every play. That's something that you want to see out of one of your leaders.
Here's inbound. Bassett almost turned it over in the backcourt violation. Even if he threw it in the backcourt, he's kind of straddling the strike. 6 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Sterling out to a 17-point lead.
Not to mention, Sterling has given a bonus to Collingswood.
Much different game from the one last week. Moss for three, rims out. Ermel with another rebound. No rush here offensively for Sterling.
I think that's the smart play here. Slow it down. You have a big lead. They're obviously going to be aggressive defensively, only 2 team fouls. So you want to slow it down and try and get a high percentage look as ball sort of rolls off Javon Johnson's shoulder into the hands of Makai Bassett.
Moss trying to call out a play. Bassett has been the story here for Collingswood, as he was in last week's game.
Well, and we talked about that matchup, that Arnett versus Bassett matchup. Both their team's leading scorers by far, as Collingswood takes a timeout. But they're both their team's leading scorers by far. We were highlighting that matchup from the beginning. And, even though...
Next game coming up. Girls basketball, just 48 hours time, going to be 1 week from today, Tuesday, February 23rd. JV 4 o'clock, you guys will have the call for that. And then 5:30, the varsity game. Should be a good game for the girls team. Now we got some weather moving in yet again. I feel like a broken record. We've been saying this from the start of the season, it's one storm after another storm after another storm.
Yay,
And
snow.
I can't stand it. Just when it all melted away today, we're going to get hit again on Thursday into Friday.
Well, and usually this area doesn't get a lot of snow, so, you know, for those who love the snow, as we're taking a look at some of the seniors' parents there.
And it's good timing for the seniors' parents that the governor lifted some of the attendance sanctions so that the parents could come and see
the bottom of
their
your
kids
screen
play.
here. Yeah, at the bottom of your screen here, you can see Mr. Claiborne talking to some of the parents.
And a great job from Jimmy Segura right here, able to block it.
And even though it stays Collingswood's ball, that effort of trying to, save it is, that's, again, the effort that we talk about. I think the effort on the little things is something that is separating these two teams. Going for loose balls. We saw Zingaro go for one there, one earlier. It's the effort on the little things that I think, Coach Barringer is happy about. Is there's a no-look pass to Arnett.
Arnett double teamed and still drains it. Antoine Arnett has 13 points tonight, including the Sports Center quality dunk. Here's Tummings on the steal and the conversion. 6 points in the quarter for Tummings. He's had such a phenomenal night by Andrew Tummings.
He's such a great player defensively. That's going to be a carry. When you look here, no look pass to Arnett. Arnett does a nice job getting to the mid-range, and he uses his height to sort of finish that. But back to Andrew Tummings, he's such a great player defensively, always knows how to get a steal, always is making an effort defensively.
Caleb Mundell into the game for Zingaro. Sterling out to a 19-point lead halfway through the fourth. McFadden turns it over as Williams up ahead working against Mundell. Williams count the basket and the foul. Back-to-back buckets for DeAndre Williams. And Coach Barringer is letting Caleb Mundell have it a little bit.
Well, I think it's a good job by him not letting him get the easy layup, even though he gets the foul, and it's just sort of unlucky that the basket goes in. But for Williams, it's a good job attacking the basket. In the fast break, you're either going to have to attack or slow down. And I think that attacking the basket was the right move there. So you saw a little bit of a hole. Williams sort of held onto McFadden's jersey there, got away with it.
Another Sterling turnover, back-to-back turnovers. Here comes Bassett, loses the handle. Williams comes up with it. Moss, good look down low for Williams. 7 straight points for DeAndre Williams, the senior, all in this quarter. This Collingswood team will not quit. I can promise you that.
The thing for Sterling, too, is I think if you're Sterling, is Javon Johnson drains that mid-range jump shot. But I think if you're Sterling, offensively and defensively, if you just execute, this game should be in the books sooner than later, even with less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And if you're Collingswood, you got to start to run the pace a little bit, speed up the tempo if you're Collingswood.
2:45 left to go here in the fourth. Sterling with a 16-point advantage. Looking to bounce back after a tough loss to a very, very good Cherokee team.
It's going to be difficult for Collingswood to push the pace with no clock there.
Alley-oop almost tried the connection from McFadden to Arnett this time.
We're going to watch this mid-range jump shot here from Javon Johnson. That's a nice pass. He was in the same spot in which Arnett was in the same spot in which he nailed that jump shot. Same situation there. Defenders over him, sort of gives a little pump fake and then passes it over to Johnson, who was open for the free throw line jump shot.
Antoine Arnett was laughing up the court on the pass from McFadden. They just obviously weren't on the same page there and had a giggle. I don't think it would have been that funny if it were a one-point game, but regardless, Sterling with 2 minutes remaining. Bassett, long two, no good, rebound to Mundell.
We've seen Mundell, get some great rebounds for Sterling defensively. Really making sure to corral the rebound, not even let the defender get a chance.
Arnett turns it over as McFadden wasn't expecting the pass. 1:43 remaining.
And in a closer game, those mishaps will obviously, could lead to the loss. But I think with 1:43 in this big lead, a few mishaps here and there, even if Collingswood capitalizes, it's still going to be tough for them to get back into the game.
Full timeout Collingswood, 1:43 remaining, still a 16-point Sterling lead. And if you want to find us on Facebook, you can do so. Just search Sterling TV 19. As Jacob mentioned earlier, a lot of great content on there. What's happening around Sterling, any multimedia pictures, anything. We're all photographers and journalists here. Everybody's got one in their pocket nowadays, and whenever Mr. K can get out and get some pictures, they're going to be posted on there. And here's some of our fans. You can still get your fan cutouts. Just visit the website on your screen right there, as they're going to be featured throughout the wrestling season as well. That is not a cardboard cutout. That is a jersey.
That's also another jersey.
Yeah, they got the jerseys in the stands over there. Parents sitting socially distanced with their son's jersey. You see, there's all three of them. And it's really, just a special night for the seniors, especially for Antoine Arnett getting the two emphatic dunks.
And we still have plenty of basketball left to go for this season for Antoine Arnett, but obviously he will be playing at the next level. And it will be interesting to see where he goes and the impact that he's going to make. But wherever he goes, he is going to make a big splash.
Well, he's such a great player, can score from almost anywhere. From the three-point line, you saw him score in the mid-range through a double team earlier. You can see that he's getting the good passing and is unselfish as, Mike Herbal hit his first three off an Antoine Arnett assist. And while he was struggling, he's still making an impact from passing the balls. That's great defense there by Mundell.
75 seconds remaining. Kozaneski for three. Rims in and out. No good. Rebound to Bassett. You can hear Coach Behringer yell, no foul. Bassett, no good. Rebound. Johnson up ahead for Arnett. Arnett, dunk number three! Not as emphatic as the other two.
And you watch here, again, the defender insight doesn't bother Arnett. He's going to finish either way there. And maybe with less than a minute left, he took some off that one.
Yeah. Seniors are now off the court, and Sterling has brought in
the JV team.
Some of their substitutions. It's a 18-point lead, under a minute to go, and Sterling is going to improve on the season.
They brought in most of the JV starters, and they still have Jadis McFadden, who isn't on that JV team, but doesn't get as many minutes in varsity.
You have Jameer Richardson, Russell, one of the big players out on JV, very effective. Mundell, of course, and Rob Crowder, who also shoots out some nice threes. That helps out the JV team.
Sterling going to improve to 7-1 on the season. Collingswood still looking for that first win.
And I think if you're Collingswood, what you want to take away from this is, obviously there are some positives, but I think the main negative focal point for them is they're not having a big outside scorer outside of Bassett, and Bassett can't do it all by himself.
.30 seconds remaining, 16-point Sterling lead. They turn it over. We will have a post game featuring the seniors and Coach Behringer. Williams passes it off, had an open look. Search for three, no. Rebound, still no good. Mundell battling for it, comes away with it. 10 seconds to go, and Sterling's just gonna run this one out and improve to 7-1 on the season. The hot shooting from beyond the arc propels Sterling to the victory. as they notched their 7th victory of the season with a 50-34 decision over the Panthers. Final thoughts, gentlemen.
I think Sterling executed both offensively and defensively, and while Collingswood executed, I think that Sterling's game plan was different. They shot a lot more threes. They had multiple scorers in double figures, and Collingswood just didn't. Outside of Malik Bassett, they didn't, and Williams, they didn't really have much of a scoring output.
So we'll get off to a quick break, come back with post-game show featuring the seniors and Coach Behringer. Sterling wins 50-34. We're back right after this.
Okay, kiddies, let's film a commercial. Tech Crew is as important as ever, and these are the people taking on this important job. We do important stuff for live coverages, home and away, recordings for your family, and college scouting. Important stuff, isn't it? But we need people to help with this important stuff. Who might that person be? Why, to make it simple, you! If you're interested, find Mr. K in room 201 to join the Tech Crew today.
Set.
Here in the post-game show, I'm replacing Mr. Schulz. I don't know if I can do as good of a job as him.
He's good.
He's good.
He is good.
He's real good. Coach, congratulations, 7-1 on the season, a much different game than what you saw last Thursday.
Yep.
What was the difference that you made? What were the changes that you made that you saw from last Thursday to this game?
I mean, the changes are, we got to play a little bit more solid defense, but to be honest with you, it's not changes. It's that we got to get back to playing the things that we learned from the beginning of the season. And to be honest with you, we can't defensively. I mean, I don't want to be negative at first, right? But the changes are fine. We want to play solid, but we can't get in the game if we're going to play defense and then we're going to allow up. We're going to be in the bonus going into the fourth quarter early. That can't happen. You can't have the lead, them getting into the bonus, right? So that's the change we need to make next, right? But one of the changes is we wanted to come out with a little bit more intensity. I think they came out with intensity, but sometimes intensity is mistaken. That's what I should start with. Intensity is mistaken for fouling now, right? Because you're getting too anxious. Like I told Jimmy, first play of the game, we wanted to be solid. He wants to go for a steal in the beginning. Leads it up to an open layup or an open driving lane, which was killing against Cherokee because they're getting into the lane and they're kicking. That stuff can't happen.
And you mentioned the Cherokee game, Coach. How
we
big?
don't want to talk about that game too much.
We're not going to talk about that game, but how big is it to come off of a real tough and a real good Cherokee squad?
Absolutely.
You know that coach real well.
It's always
a rebound game here for you guys tonight. You got 12 points, all from three-point range from Mike Ermel. How big was that to have him score as opposed to the focus player in Antoine Arnett? You're getting it from everywhere.
We always got number 3, but it's always good when other people can contribute. And that was one of the things I think that we lacked against Cherokee is that I gave Ermel the call. I said, Ermel, your first 2 shots against Cherokee were air balls. And he didn't do that. He didn't do that today, so he came and he answered the call,
Yeah, Antoine had a tough time getting going as we're looking at some of the highlights here of his 4 threes. They left him open, and he just knocked him down.
Ermel or Antoine?
Ermel.
Oh yeah, Ermel. Yes, sometimes Antoine needs a little bit of kick in the butt, but as the game goes on, he'll play harder.
And we saw that. We're going to talk to Antoine in a few minutes here about his alley-oop dunk. And if this gym was filled,
that'd be nuts.
The place would have went crazy.
It would have been nuts. But hey, speaking of filled, it's great to see the parents in the building. It's great to see the parents being able to see their kids. It's great. It's great to be able to see the parents, cheering for their kids and getting a hype and giving it a little bit more. And, that was nice. That was
perfect timing, too. I mentioned this in the broadcast. Perfect timing from the governor that you could get this in. Was this planned to have senior night tonight, or was this
spur of the planned, and when the governor did it, just made it even better.
So kudos to you and your coaching staff.
I'd like to think that's one thing I've done well this season.
You've done a lot of things well. You're sitting at 7-1, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Enjoy the night.
Gentlemen.
Enjoy the win.
All right.
We are now going to bring in Antoine Arnett and the fancy Crocs, man. And here's some of your highlights, Antoine. You can take a look right here, right in front of you here. Obviously, you got the lay in there. Yeah. And good box out there, good positioning. There's one of the Ermel threes, and Mike was on fire tonight.
Yeah, he was hot. I let him work. He was hot. I had to let him do what he got to do.
There's which dunk was better for you? The alley-oop or the one?
Alley-oop.
You like the alley-oop one better?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that alley-oop. Is that something that you've been working on a lot in practice? Do you guys work on that in practice?
Yeah, we work on it in practice. We call it, it's called like a song. So we call it like the Whoopty song. We call it Whoopty because Behringer made it up. So I just said, let's run it real quick, and it worked perfectly. So.
It worked perfectly. I was just telling Coach Behringer, if this gym can you imagine what this place would have been like if, the student body was in, the super fans were in here, parents were in here, and you have more fans in there?
Yeah.
The place would have went nuts. Talk to us a little bit about your career here. You still have plenty of games left to go here, Antoine. It's been so fun. Jake and John and I were talking about this, how fun it is to watch you play here. What is it about your game that you think gets you going in that second half? You had a slow start in this half, but it seems like that second half, you just get that little kick. Where does it come from?
That's what I'm trying to pick up. Like the first half, I start to play. So if I play good my first half and my second half, I'll probably average 30, but I always start slow in this first half. So I try to work on trying to play good the first half, but I don't know. I just get going in the second half. I pick up my energy. That's really it.
What's been the highlight so far of your career here at Sterling? Obviously, the 1,000-point, outside of the 1,000-point scores, as we take another look at the alley-oop there, just a huge dunk. What's been the highlight?
Probably my athleticism, probably, I would say. I don't see nobody that was, or the past years, I don't think nobody was athletic as me. I don't think so. That's really it.
You've got a great career going.
Yeah.
You still have a handful of games left, and more than that. You're sitting at 7-1. How big was this win for you guys coming off that tough game at Cherokee?
It was definitely a big win. Cherokee was definitely a sad game. We weren't really prepared because we had a game before, so we really couldn't prepare ourselves, but we needed this win for sure. It was definitely a good win. But we still didn't play our best, but it was still a good win.
Looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the season. Antoine, congratulations. Not only the senior night, big night tonight, congratulations, man. Great job. Javon Johnson had the assist of the night, and I think when you came over and you said, you like that lob? That's exact. Those were your words to me. Twan just said it. You guys practice that all the time.
Yeah.
So walk us through it a little bit. I think we actually have it on replay as well if you want to take another look at it.
Oh, yeah. We have multiple plays like that just for the lob. We try to have different people throw lobs in practice, and we just can't get it down. So I know I'm the best lob thrower on the team, so usually I'm throwing them all. And
we saw, and let's take another look at it here. The beautiful pass. Been a 4-year player for this team.
Yeah.
What's been the highlight for you so far?
Just
like if you had to pick one thing, like what's the one thing that you're really looking at as the defining moment for you?
Just spending time with the guys outside of basketball. I grew a brotherhood with these guys. I love these guys. I'll do anything for them, and I wouldn't want to play with any other group. And just like our friendship beyond basketball is just like,
you can tell the chemistry's there with you guys. When did that chemistry really start to take hold? And you mentioned that you do anything for these guys. When did that chemistry really start? When did you guys really start to gel, do you feel? What point in your career?
Well, last year was the first time this team played together. So after the season, we were with each other almost every day during the summer, playing basketball at the U, working out with trainers, and we just became closer, being with each other almost every day, especially this season.
Congratulations on a great night here. Congratulations on senior night. Congrats on the dud. You're 7-1 on the season.
Yeah.
Unbelievable year so far. Still got a lot of basketball left to be played, but congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Sean, you're no stranger to broadcasting, but first post-game interview here. Congratulations on a good night here.
Thank you.
Get to start your first game here.
Yeah,
what was that like for you when Behringer? Did you know you were going to start, or?
Yeah, he told me before the game. It was pretty exciting. Had some mishaps in the beginning, but I did my best. You
had some good looks at some triples out there.
I know. I was kind of mad I missed. I thought they were all good, to be honest.
So no line here. That last three that you took, the whole bench, everybody stood up. Is that the one that everybody?
Yeah.
I'm sure you wanted that one as well to get
I wanted all three of them. I don't know how I missed them. I was like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's a miss. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a miss. I was like, oh, I got the last one. Oh, never mind. But
Sean, you took last year off.
Yeah.
And you came back this year. What made you decide to come back and play your senior season after taking a little sabbatical break there?
Behringer reached out to me. I always like playing basketball, just playing it for fun. I'm more of a baseball guy, but I know I enjoy basketball too. So Behringer reached out to me. I just gave it a shot again. That's really it.
All right. Honest answer here. Who's the best basketball player in the Kozaneski household? Your sister played here.
I mean, it's me.
I don't know if your little brother plays or not. We know your dad plays. I don't know if your mom plays.
Nah. It's probably me. I'd beat them all, to be honest.
We got to set that up. We got to find a way to set that up. You against Emily.
So
what's the team? What's the team? If you could have a Kozaneski team, a 2-on-2, what's the best team?
The best team? Definitely me and my dad.
You and your dad against Emily.
And Casey, probably.
And Casey. All right. We'll see if we can set that up. Welcome back to the squad. Awesome to have you on post game. Congrats on a great night, on senior night, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, John. All right, we're going to send it back to Jacob Clark and Johnny Hallwood.
And again, our next game will be Tuesday, February 23rd. Girls basketball, 5:30 will be the varsity game. Of course, the JV game will both have that. at 4 o'clock, Sterling plays against Haddon Heights. It'll be live on Channel 19. YouTube. It will be also on YouTube, youtube.com/SterlingTV19. Again, we saw a lot of great things throughout this game. The alley are from Arnett, Ermel, and from some seniors, of course, Johnson able to get that nice pass to Arnett.
Well, and what we saw really happen there was Sterling found scoring outside of Antoine Arnett, something that I think this is the first time that's really happened. Mike Ermel stepped up big with the 4 threes, 4 consecutive threes, not to mention to you. And
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. It's a good game tonight. I'm so glad we were here to watch it.
and we're getting a report this just in. Mr. K's daughter has sent him a text saying that she is the best player in the Kozaneski family. We'll have to see that one unfold.
So a little bit of drama in there, not to mention at the end of this. And I would like to thank the Channel 19 tech crew, Jacob Clark, Rob Strauss, Mr. K, and again also the entire Channel 19 tech crew. I'm John Holland, and good night.